Greetings, friends and fellow orcs. Iagra the Orcish Fiddler here, and it is Tuesday once again. Hello, everyone. Wolf and C79, welcome in. I hope that you are doing well and having an awesome Orktober. It's been okay for the most part. I'm glad that it's been okay for the most part. I hope that things go better than okay for you. Hope things start creeping in towards the awesome category. C79, you're finishing up some tacos. Ooh. Hey Val, welcome in. How you doing tonight? Taco Tuesday. I will admit, I just kind of have whatever I have. Usually it's chicken. We have a lot of chicken. Tacos sound good though. What I like to do, so I usually don't do like a traditional taco shell. I usually make like a burrito. But what I will do is we'll do the usual thing. We'll have beef, we'll throw the taco seasoning in there. I'll do the sharp cheddar. What else do I add? I add some Taco Bell creamy chipotle sauce. If we have it, I'll add sour cream, but we usually don't get it because I'm usually the only one that eats it. But for a little bit of extra crunch, I will take chili cheese Fritos, mix it in with that, and then I'll wrap up the burrito and I'll munch on that. And I think we're going to have to get some of that soon. Because now that you've mentioned tacos, and now that I've kind of described how I put mine together, I'm like, I want some. It sounds good. Send food your way. Oh, if only the internet made it easier. Just open up a little wormhole and just share what we're having. That would be lovely. But alas, our technology is not quite there yet. Maybe someday. Faxes, tacos. There are still places that use fax machines, so perhaps someday we'll see an advancement to faxing technology, and we'll get our tacos via fax. Okay, so when we last left, we appear to have updated our stronghold. We are now in an area that supports 17 when we have a band of 11. Do we want to go back and collect greening? I'll admit, food is a little bit of my weakness as well, but it's one that I have to resist, simply because of the whole type 2 diabetes things. I do very strict portion control management of what I eat. Although technically today, let me check real quick. Yeah, I'm at 90%, but that's okay because I'm actually not going to be doing my full amount of exercise. So I'll be short on exercise, so it's okay that I'm short on food. I'm also out of ice cream. Otherwise, that would be at 100% for sure. I gotta figure out what ice cream I want to get next time we go uptown. I'll probably go with the cookies and coffee again, because it is delightful. Hey Neon, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Last you went, Taco Bell had some monstrosity on a giant Cheez-It. I have not heard of that one. Double-decker tacos. I think I might have seen those, C79. But yeah, we don't go to Taco Bell too often. I will admit, I am very rarely in the mood for Taco Bell. I have been getting a little bit more into the mood. I've been a little bit more adventurous. The app helps because I can actually see what goes into it and make customizations. I quit going out of spite because they discontinued every favorite item. My nephew had the same problem, Neon. Where everything he liked, they just got rid of it. A lot of it was like dollar menu type stuff. Now you're hungry again. You had spicy ramen earlier. Oh, I miss ramen. Like I have times I like the Maruchan beef ramen. I used to be a big fan of the, depending on where you get it, it's either Top Ramen or Oodles of Noodles. That's the Nissan brand. Excuse me. But because it is so carb heavy, I don't indulge in ramen anymore, as much as I would love to. I use just after I'm done boiling it, I use just a tiny bit of water, so that seasoning is nice and concentrated. But just so many carbs. I would have to really budget for it, and I probably would have to eat it early in the day so that I could work it off. Worked with them, I'm guessing them being Taco Bell for 3-ish years, so I knew what their food was like from a technical level, and they used to let us eat for free. Well, that's always good. I'd say you can't pass up free food, but sometimes you're working for a place, it's like, you know what goes into the sausage, you do not want to eat the sausage anymore. I always had that concern when I was living in a couple of different places where I had access to a Panera Bread. I worried about working at a Panera Bread. I never did, but I worried, like, should I apply to work here? Because I'm afraid that if I work here, I will hate everything. And right now, like, Panera Bread at the time was like a sanctuary to me where I could just sit and be calm and relax and listen to smooth jazz and have some delicious clam chowder and a baguette with it. Unfortunately, they've stopped selling clam chowder, and it has made me both a sad and a furious orc. Oops. Let's not click outside of the game. So yeah, I would love to know what Panera Bread's recipe was so that I can do it at home. But everything good eventually comes to an end. Fast food is more a luxury. You need to feed yourself, or you used to feed yourself there for $6.66. It made the cashiers freak out. Now it'd be like 30. Yeah, it is getting a little bit ridiculous in terms of what everything costs. Everything has more or less doubled in cost in the United States. For anybody who's not in the United States, I don't know what your economy is like. I can only speak to my personal experience. So yeah, it would be nice if things were a little bit better, because we're certainly not getting the kind of raises that are necessary to keep up with the way that the dollar has gone in recent years. If you're not using apps, you're ripping yourself off. That is very true, but you still have to be savvy about using them. Or it's very easy to just buy more food than you strictly need. Which is what I kind of discovered using those apps. Burger King is really bad about this. They've got all these great deals for so much food, and it's usually just me and my sister. So because I have to very closely monitor how much I eat, there's many times I just don't get a chance to take advantage of the coupons or the deals that they have going on, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So food portions got so skimpier and more expensive. Yeah, I would agree. The Big Mac, I don't know if this was in in all areas, like for all McDonald's, or if it was just specific McDonald's that did this. But there was a McDonald's that we went to that had 3 different sizes of Big Macs. They had a mini Big Mac, they had the regular Big Mac, and then they had like a Grand Mac, I think they called it, or something like that. And I didn't eat Big Macs back in the 80s. That was more, my sisters would eat that. And she said the Grand Mac was basically what the size used to be back in the 80s. Now that could just be time eroding your perspective and memory eroding and things like that. That's entirely possible. But it wouldn't surprise me one bit. That said, apparently there is now a chicken Big Mac, and I would be willing to give that a try because apparently the chicken patty is just like a giant chicken McNugget. And I've heard good things about it, but we'll see. Let's see what we got going on in the stronghold here. Roommate said it was better than the normal Big Mac. See, things like that, reports like that, kind of make me think, I'd like to try that. I kind of prefer potions to be on the bottom when I'm doing this. Let's see. Okay. Got a rough idea. Who is in our group? Oh, yes. We needed to get Bato and Raven to level up some. Glancing at my closed captioning here, and I do see that there is going to be a fair bit of inaccuracies. So anybody who does use closed captioning, I have been spending all week trying to fix the closed captioning so that when I upload them to YouTube, the VOD will have accurate words. I don't know how much effort I'm going to be putting into that in the future, because the whole reason that I'm doing Twitch streaming instead of YouTube is because I'm trying to do something that is easier and doesn't take my entire week to complete. But I will do the best that I can. It's just that the quality of that might diminish a little bit. It depends on how picky I get. We'll see. Alright, so we have explored, I should say we have unlocked everything here. We have not gone into Fastdad's archive, nor the Pump House Brewery. I am hesitant to go to the brewery because I know what's in there. I think Festad's archive, I feel like that's a terrible idea to go in there right now, but I'll check it out. There may not actually be anything I can do right now. We'll see. A private archive bearing stately and official ornamentation. It looks as though all of the windows have been plastered over, and a dark air hangs heavy over the building. I don't remember if there's any actual enemies here. There may not be. Yeah, I don't believe that there are enemies here. I do believe that there is a thwart challenge. Yeah, this strongbox, I do remember that being a very difficult challenge, and if you screw it up, the contents are destroyed. So we're not doing that yet. Unfortunately, I will probably have to save scum it. We'll see how many tries it takes me this time. Door? There we go. Oh, right. I also required a gold key. Do I want to use this now? The journal on the table is left open to the final entry. The lattice is laid out. All that remains is to assemble the fetish and to weave the proper energy around it. I haven't been able to secure nearly enough black glass, however, and I don't think I could find a suitably skilled craftsman in this social climate. Blast my luck. There is no more time. I shall have to attempt the ritual short-handed. If this succeeds, then I hope to strike a bargain with a being great enough to save us. If it fails, I suspect that an eternity adrift the sea of stars awaits me. We shall see if I tire of the view. I pray that Maxim renders my efforts unnecessary. This altar is laid out in a purposeful fashion. It looks as though something is meant to be placed here as part of the ritual. So, there are a number of obsidian things that you can find throughout the game, usually dropped by enemies. And you may have already seen me fashioning them into like arms and legs and whatnot. Those will eventually allow me to create a statue. I put the statue there and then I do something. I don't know what yet because I didn't get that far. So I will have to figure that out over the course of the game. Alright, so we will exit to save, just kind of lock into place what we've done. That does consume our precious key, so I hope I don't need it. But now we're going to see how many times it takes Raven to unlock that chest. Hi. This chest has a complex mechanical lock with no apparent place to insert a key. You'll have to disable it the hard way. See, this is the problem. The thwart on this is worst of 3. So, if I get the worst result, that's an instant loss. Like that. The mechanism snaps shut, catching your skin painfully. You catch the faint whiff of something acrid. or acrid, I don't know how that's pronounced, and a vapor begins to leak from the seams in the lid. A moment later, the lid pops open and you find to your disappointment that your tampering has released some kind of failsafe. The contents of the chest have been destroyed with acid. Yeah. So we are actually, I think, going to leave that there. Worst of 3 is pretty shitty odds. So we're going to wait until we've got somebody with a greater level of thwart, I think. All right, we'll visit it. So, exclamation point BB for a reminder of what this game is about and what it contains in case you are sensitive to any kind of content that may be adult in nature. This is one of the reasons... I mean, there's nothing that I'm going to be doing here that should set off a censor, but we're basically going into a boudoir? Boudoir? How do you pronounce that? Well, closed captioning, apparently I must have pronounced it right, so... Boudoir. And yeah, that is a very nasty trap. Wasn't sure how the art style would handle massive customization of sprites after seeing screenies, but it works. Inanimate but iconic. Yeah, it's a little bit like... Here, let me come in here. If you think of it a little bit like a D&D tabletop, it's kind of like these are your pieces. Like, this is what you're moving around. Like, it's like your painted miniature. You can turn the animations off. The animations are intended to give it just a little bit of life, so that it's not completely static. But otherwise, the animation is very minimal. Hi, I'd like to turn this on. Thank you. Appreciate that they move a little to express that it's living. Yeah, there are some people that do not like it, though. So you can turn that off in the settings. So let's talk to the guard. The two-headed giant is watching you closely, evidently acting as a guard. And then we got... actually... I do want to swap Raven for somebody. Just temporarily, because I don't believe any... I think you have to be one of the built-in characters to get a dialogue. So we'll bring Carrillo in temporarily. Oi, you, here for a drink? Yeah. Well, ain't that great. The door fee is 200 gold. You want in, you pay up. And I believe it unlocks it permanently, so we'll pay. And I'll thank you kindly. You enjoy yourselves here. I'm sure you'll find something you like. Do try to enjoy yourselves. A horror house! I kinda thought it would feel more fun than this. It's really sort of depressing, isn't it? Good to see someone managing to make a business of this place, isn't it? I never did understand why places like this were illegal. Wow, I bet this place has tits for days. We have some time to kill, don't we? A few hours? Yeah, so all of the other characters will have something unique to say. Are you here to see Ms. Anna? She's wonderful. Really wonderful. I can't wait to see her again. They're always booked solid here. Last time I was here, I ended up taking an appointment with Rugal because he was the only one available. It was a bit weird at first, but really this island is nothing but men, men, men as far as the eye can see. If you don't push your boundaries, there's no surviving this place. I thought this place was an inn and not a brothel. I need a place to sleep though, so I guess I'm hanging out here for a while. This is a pretty nice place. They must have worked hard to keep it in such good condition. Smells a bit like cocks though. Roses and cocks. I guess that can't be helped. My wife would kill me if she knew I was in a place like this. Not that I will ever see her again, of course. I'd like to think that she'd be understanding, but I know she wouldn't. The two-headed giant is watching you closely, evidently acting as some kind of guard. Welcome to the pump house, strangers. Are you surprised that this isn't an alehouse? It was once, to be sure, but we've managed to repurpose it. I can't say for a certainty that we're the only brothel on the island, but I don't know of another. In any case, we are very popular. Our books are full well in advance. Our current waiting period to meet with someone is 8 days. Too long? That's a pity. Do feel free to have a look around though. Maybe you'll decide that it would be worth the wait after all. Don't go making trouble now, here. The gigantic man sounds mechanical, his line rehearsed. Though he clearly has the stature to be intimidating, he is not making any effort. He takes notice of you sizing him up and sighs heavily. Look, me and the Edens can kick your ass if we have to. Just don't make trouble, alright? Please. It's a shit enough job as it is. This is apparently the breakfast room. Guests in the breakfast room will receive room service first thing in the morning. Until then, relax and enjoy your evening. I can't believe I scored the breakfast suite. This is gonna be great. They send someone to wake you up in the morning, and you know what that means. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to sleep. At least they have lots of books. They send someone to wake you up in the morning, but it doesn't say who. I guess I don't really care, but didn't I see an orc man working in the room across the hall? What am I gonna do if he's the room service? Enjoy it? It would probably be weird having someone without any tusks doing that anyway, wouldn't it? Ugh, why am I stuck between toothless human girls or orcs with beards? Just says the same thing. Yo, nice to see you. You ain't my client, are you? Well, come on in anyway and keep your voice down if you please. I can give you a quick squeeze if that's what you're looking for. Madame doesn't need to know about it, do she? It ain't full service, but you get to cut the line, and it'll only cost you 50 gold. Just shut the door and lay down. So I can either pay and lay, or don't. For right now, I'm gonna decline. Oh, sorry. I don't see many people who aren't here for their pound of flesh. And it is a whole pound, by the way. I waited. Maybe come back later, Ahem. There's nobody in here. I'm fairly certain you aren't my next client. I'm not ready yet anyway. This isn't the sort of thing you can just do non-stop all day long, you know. Look, I'm not available. Check with the madame if you want to make an appointment. Maybe one of the other ladies can see you. Something is preventing this door from opening. This room belongs to Ms. Anna. You can hear voices coming from inside. It's not every day I get a man as strong and handsome as you know. That's not true. You're so beautiful, and I'm just a dumb scrub. Don't say such awful things. You're beautiful too. Just look at this, and this here, and that too. It's all beautiful. You're beautiful. Why don't you just relax and let me appreciate you? Alright, I'll try. It sounds like an intimate moment. You'd best leave them to it. See if there's a second thing. Okay, nope, just the one scene. Okay. This room appears to belong to a Miss Xian. You can hear snoring coming from inside. She clearly isn't working. And that's it for that. I was hoping to have a meeting with Miss Xian, but I think her last client fell asleep on her. Oh god, I just realized, what if she's in there alone, making that noise? Damn, that Mercedes is a screamer. I should have made my appointment with her instead of Anna. Now I feel stupid. Guess my girl was right about that much. That older guy has been looking at me strangely for the last little while. Did I take his seat or something? The waiting lists here are absurd. I had to book my appointment a week in advance and I still have to wait. I can hardly stand waiting anymore. If I don't get in soon, I'm going to break down and just drag one of these guys over to that empty room. Huh. Well, I guess we see who he's into. This room belongs to a Ms. Mercedes. You listen at the door. By the sounds of things, she's currently busy. This room belongs to a Ms. Vivian. You can hear voices coming from inside. Yeah, that's right, you big boy. Put both your hands on it and play with it. Like this, Ms. Vivian? Yeah, just like that. You're very good at this game. That sounds like a private conversation. You've come to the right woman. Come in, sit down, relax. My appointments for the day are finished, so I have much time to spare. I can see you, if you like, for my standard fee. It will be 200 gold pieces, and I will show you a tender hand. I'm not into women, unfortunately, so no thank you. Well, that is a shame. But if you're not interested, I must ask you to leave. Please leave the door open, if you please. I added an extra please in there. I don't know why I read that in there. Hello, have you come to listen to Brazia weave the air into music? Of course you have. Sadly, I think my harp is finished. Several of my strings have broken, and I cannot play without them. I have no idea where I'll be able to find wire delicate enough to serve as harp string. I'm afraid I cannot play for you today. Yeah, the other guy did offer us a handy for 50. Okay, so I don't know if this is a quest, but I will have to try to remember if we find some harp strings. Wait, there's a door down here. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. My last client really wrecked me. I'm taking the rest of the day off. I'm sure you understand. Sorry, I'm just exhausted. I don't mean to be rude, but I need to rest. Oh, hey, good timing. Zip me up, would you? Sure. Perfect, thanks. I'd give you a handy, but my next client is going to be here any minute. Busy, busy. What the hell is taking him so long anyway? I hate it when my clients are late. Well, now that we've gotten that adventure out of the way, there is more to do here, but I don't want to do it yet. I think some of the noises that we heard earlier is enough for today. We want Raven in the party. So yeah, we'll probably come back here at some point. That misanthrope, I believe is how he was labeled. He is somebody you can add to the group. But just like with Greening, I'm not quite ready to add them in yet. And he will not go away until I do whatever his activity is, to put it mildly. Let's see. There's an outpost here. Let's see what it's about. This timber fortress appears to have been erected relatively recently. It isn't a perfect shelter against the elements, but it might be acceptable in a pinch. Okay, I sort of remember this area. I do know we will want to be careful. Just because of how everything is arranged. So... and because Batu and Raven are both a little on the vulnerable side, we'll stick them back here for a moment, and then I will... Wait a minute, I thought there were human things here. I might have screwed that up. Doesn't appear to have much movement. Oh boy, it's a caster. Okay, so we're probably going to trigger another enemy here. You must be off. Hope the game goes well. Well, thank you for stopping in, Wolf. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Whenever you head off for sleep, I hope you have a good night's sleep with lots of pleasant dreams, and I hope you have a happy Orktober. I'll see you next time. Yep, I knew they were around there somewhere. Will you be able to reach from here? so we're gonna wait for him. Jeez. I might just have to turn off this thing's magic, but... Let's see. Ah! Someone on the design team said, okay, hear me out. Hermit crab, but zombie. Eh? Eh? Eh. I don't know if I would call that undead. I think those are just like decorations on its shell. And it's just sort of like some sort of humanoid creepy thing inside the shell. We'll see if it hesitates. I probably can't communicate with it, but... Oh, it just defends. Okay. I don't believe the Highwayman has anything super great. It's fine. There. Alright. We found a worn knife. And a bunch of soggy sandwiches. No, 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 no. Where do you think you're going? Correction, creepy hermit, but he thought the hermit crabs got it all figured out. Yeah, kind of. I believe there is a hermit crab enemy like that called... Well, yeah, that one was called Hermit, wasn't it? Shoot, I don't remember now. I wasn't looking that closely. The bonds of a bastard. Indeed. Hello, Gixer. Welcome in. How you doing today? There does not appear to be anything there. Cool. Let's see. Hello. Hello. We need to get a little closer to that. Oh, hello. What are you? You are a Humbaba. Wasn't that an enemy in Final Fantasy VI? Oh, it was named Hermit. Okay. Gotta run shortly, but you'll be lurking. Well, enjoy your lurk. I hope that your run goes well, and I hope you have a good one. Excuse me. losing my throat. Yeah, losing my voice a little bit. I had to do a little bit of coaching at work today. Let's put you over here. You also need to be closer. And I will defend. Okay, I know they're going to hit Nizar, so let's take that guy out. Did he poison me? He poisoned me, you jerk! Foon Baba, that's what it was. Thank you, C79. So now we've got Hoom Baba and Foon Baba. My closed captioning is going to have no idea what to do with that. Don't miss. Yeah, I gotta be careful around this guy. That spinny thing allows him to hit a lot of people around him. Just thinking Foon Baba, but that looked wrong. Yeah. Okay. That should keep Nizar safe. Things has pretty high defense. Well, Bato and Raven also do not have very much fight capabilities, so... Yeah, he's okay to take a risk here. Ow. That tickled. That also tickled. Wait, did that poison wear off? Because I don't think my defense cures poison, does it? I'll have to look at my book later. You're gonna hesitate? No, you're gonna fumble. You get one more chance. Okay, now you die. Okay, you'll die next time. Okay, now I'm poisoned and actually taking damage. Okay, he's down to 1 heart of health. You should be safe to attack. Okay. I do want to see if I can ransom something off of this guy. I cannot beat you. Then I'll only face death at the hands of the next bastards who comes along. No deal. Are you sure you don't want to rethink that? Stop poisoning me! You're being a big jerk, you know that? Will you stop that? You know you can't beat me. We're giving you a chance. Just give us what you got. I can't die over this. Take it and let me be. Oh yeah, his name is Aladdin, isn't it? What do you drop? A supple rawhide. So this is a whip weapon. Okay, I'm gonna eat these sandwiches now. Actually, I don't need to because we're in the clear, so there's no more enemies. Humbaba, anthropomorphic figure from Mesopotamian mythology. Seems heavily tied to Gilgamesh stories. Interesting. Did he use a whip? Any goodies? There do not appear to be any goodies. Looked like he was holding some kind of maul. I was poking the wiki about it since Final Fantasy uses Gilgamesh too, not surprising. Okay. Alright. Not much in terms of loot, but... we got some level ups out of it. Oh, and I finally checked. Because I know this came up, like, at the very first Bastard Bond stream that I did. It is set to banned. It's not set to leader. Let's see. What are we aiming for? Actually, let me see something here. I might get him... Let's see, what does that do? You can attempt thwart challenges, you can attempt weave challenges. Yeah, that's not going to do any good. We'll just focus on labor. So it'll be a bit on the easier side while you have a level 10. Probably. Let's see. Regenerate hit points when you complete a labor challenge with good or better result, which is, meh, not really a super great... not really a great perk. Healthy, gain additional maximum hit points equal to your level. Food is twice as effective for you. Again, he's not going to be in direct combat, so not a big deal. This is kind of what I'm aiming for. Your weapon attacks cannot kill enemies unless they are already near death. Greatly improves the success of conscription attempts. Oh. Okay. Well, if we need to conscript a monster, fine. We actually want ransom to go up. What's gonna do that? Okay. That's where we want Raven. So, go ahead and continue with that. So yeah, once Raven gets shrewd, then the success rate of those ransom attempts will go up. We're also, let's see, reflexive, reduces the damage you receive from a failed thwart attempt, increases your manpower contribution by 1,000 points, which we also definitely want. Whenever a reckless action would result in a fumble, another attempt at that action is made, reduces risk when successful, stacks with camaraderie. So basically it gives you advantage on your fumble throw. Yeah, and then everybody I want to make sure gets the second perk from labor, because that doubles their entire manpower contribution, and that's pretty powerful. Alright. This is supports 20, band of 11, upkeep 3416, manpower 3930. We can claim this stronghold. We're not going to have a whole lot of excess upkeep, but it might be worth it. Yeah. Welcome to your new home for now, everyone. We'll just give everybody a quick chat, because again, I don't know how the mechanic works, and I know I need to talk to everybody, I just don't know how often or when. More space for recruits. Yes, I am starting to think maybe now we've got room for more people. One of the problems that we've got is that our custom roster, we've got everybody there, and those were kind of where most of our utility characters were. Like, we've got Zentgraf here, Reppin is our weaver, Zentgraf is another laborer. Is anybody in here? Or is this where I sleep? Oh, this must be where I sleep. That or it's the bathing room. I don't know where I sleep. I sleep with Nazar. That's where I sleep. Anyway. We don't have anything to combine this whip with. Let's put the corn up here, I guess. Nope. Looks like your tent is near the big porter guy. Is it? What, this one? I didn't even know I get a tent. Let's see. Worn knife. Do we have another one of these? Does not look like it. Alright. And then everything else was just sandwiches. So, not particularly valuable, but we'll go ahead and set them in here. I will carry one. Yeah, I don't have anything that cures poison. So I don't know, does poison just wear off after a turn, or how's that work? Let's see. Next service requires 1,600 surplus manpower and 1 vacancy. So, what we're going to want to do here is we're going to have to figure out who is going to work as basically a laborer. I think it's random when recovering naturally from poison. Okay, I didn't know that. I wondered. Because I figured, my understanding was you stayed poisoned until combat ended and then you recovered from the status ailment. Let's give Bato and Raven one more round here. Maybe. I don't know. Silent Rabbit. Arcasin Metis. We keep running into these squishy looking places. This entire cave has been overtaken with some kind of creeping fleshy slime. Veins and skin line the walls and ceiling. Sounds delightful. Oh, this is not what I was expecting. Okay. Okay. We're probably gonna have to wait for this thing to come to us. Something skulking about the shadows. Very true. It is a warg. You jerk. And it's dead. Nazar just split it from navel to nose. I only lost 1 hit point, so I'm not going to worry about eating. You guys stay put for a second. Because I have a feeling. Okay. I figured random movement was going to trigger something, but I guess not. I'm certain that there's more. Yep, there's a thing. What are you? Where are you? Well, we'll figure it out. There you are. It has fleet. And it's not moving any further. What are you? You're a land shark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably going to end up setting off a whole bunch of stuff. Nice. Also, that didn't kill it. Well, now it's dead. And we have a quad. Hi! I don't know what it is yet. An Utlunta. Utlunta? I'm not sure what that is. Don't know if it's a caster yet. We're gonna wait to find out. You are not a caster. Boy, Nazar just rips everything apart. Now I can pick up the coins. No. Pick them up, hold on to them, give them to Bato for now. No, Raven, you do not want to stand there. That's a good thing she moved. Move here. Ooh, it has an unsettling aura. I can't tell which of the creatures do. I don't think the ward does, because the last one do, and so this Morlock thing must have an unsettling aura. Hey! This thing has an awfully high crit rate. Hesitate. Damn you. If you're going to put me down, then do it already. Why don't you give us what you're carrying and then go away? You're gonna have to pry it from my cold, dead fingers, asshole. That can be arranged. Case in point. Want to rethink your strategy there, buddy? You can't win this. They spec'd into luck? Maybe. Well, they might have spec'd into hunt. Get his stuff. I want his stuff. Now that I know that they, like, carry stuff, I want to know what everybody has. Take it then and fuck off. I have acquired a worn knife. Well, that seems a little anticlimactic. Okay, everybody, come over here. Come over here. Just stay put while I go light all the things. I think that's everything. Yeah, just a knife. Pretty disappointing. But hey, I can take that and I can combine it with the other one that I have, so. Knife chucks? Not quite. Wait, we can claim this as a stronghold? What's the upkeep? 3416. 3403. So this is a slightly better stronghold. Because they both support 20. Oops. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump that. This tunnel appears to go on forever. The walls thrum with the sound of a pulse, and the ground feels as though it is moving beneath your feet. And I have a feeling this is going to be like the other one we found. They say it's overtaken by a fleshy slime. It's actually just going into some big sleeping critter's ear, ain't it? Sure, let's go with that. There is a sculpture of a man here, buried halfway in the ground with his mouth gaping open in a silent scream. There's a brownish crust and 2 stripes down his body as though there was something leaking from his eyes. Yeah, and unfortunately there's something we have to do here, but I don't know what yet. So we'll just go back here. Let's see. Actually, hold on. Well, isn't this cozy? Where's... I couldn't find my blacksmith for a moment there. Alright. I have 2 daggers. We have 2 basilards. No closed captioning. It's Basilard, not Bachelor. Good enough. Now we have a Mad Catch. That is the last tier of knife before it melts down. I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, that'll do, I guess. Alright. Let's talk to people once again. Because, again, I don't know how the rapport mechanics work. I don't know if I have to talk to everybody every time we gain experience, or if there's some other criteria. We will talk to everybody anyway. Bato, hold still. And then I don't think I have to talk to Nazar, but I want to give him a hug anyway. Alright. The dust swirls thick about this place, but you can see occasional lights drifting through grimy windows. It is not as empty as it seems. Oh, I have a not so great feeling about this. Oh, there's a door. Why am I being weird about this? Hello, boogeyman. Hesitate. Or fumble. Hesitate, damn it. Last chance. Then die. So some enemies will never hesitate, and I don't really have a way of knowing which ones won't. I will say that I don't really like the layout of this area. Good place for people to end up surprised. A chair. Wait, what? Browse at your leisure. Only keep the noise down and don't carry lit torches near the books, please and thank you. Okay. The chair is talking to me, or there is an invisible ghost in it. Cool. It's spooky month, everybody. Wait. Mysterious light. More mysterious lights. I don't know if I like this. I want to make sure that I've... If there's enemies in here... Hold on, guys. Guys, come back over here. I don't trust this not to have enemies somewhere inside of it. So, Raven, come over here. Bato, here. Nazar, you're fine where you are. Let me just scope this area out. Okay. Is there a door? There is a door. This is a Corbigon. Its stomach is a mouth. This is the worst Pokemon. Nightmarish. This thing's tough. I'm not gonna risk it. It drops Toad Obsidian. I mean, stomach mouth skips the middleman. Well, there's a problem with that, Neon, is that the mouth literally is the middleman. The mouth in the middle, as it were. Do I need this? I'm not that hurt. I'm fine. I'll be okay. Hello? Is anybody there? Wait, mysterious what now? Oh, mysterious light. Okay. Oh, that looks like it's going to be a weave challenge. We have the wrong party in here. We need Reppin. Wasn't there a Pokemon with a mouth in its stomach, though? I'm not that well versed in Pokemon, so Esophagus disliked that comment. Your digestive system will remember this. Alright, I will examine this, but I have a feeling that we're going to need repping. Oh, these are people? You're new here, correct? You should talk to the professor. He's in the lecture hall, just up ahead. He'll help you get settled in. That boogeyman has been rearranging our books and being a general nuisance for a long time now. Thank you for getting rid of it. Nani? Library corner. You can feel a slight cold breeze around your legs here. Okay, well, I guess I can't do anything with it. Oh, do you need to get into the supply closet? The professor usually keeps the key on his desk. However, since monsters started appearing, he's given it to one of the senior students for safekeeping. Good to know. Oh, wow, that is a key that I definitely do not want to have to faff around with. Okay. Greetings. I am in your debt for removing that dreaded apparition from my lecture hall. There have been many of its ilk lurking around here as of late, and I am stumped as to how they managed to get in. This place is meant to be a peaceful, safe haven protected from the outside world. So, have you come to listen to my lectures? I cover an extensive range of subjects. Today's lecture is an introduction to stenography. No? Well, maybe some other time. The offer shall remain open should you find yourself stuck here for too much longer. There is no response. You look to the desk and see a quill standing upright, scratching swiftly against a sheet of paper. Spooky! Wait, is this a light? Can I turn this on? This old lantern appears to be purely decorative. There's nothing inside. But I want light! I got in trouble for yelling a profanity at the librarian. It was worth it. Oh. Sorry, didn't mean to step on you, whoever you were. The supply closet key? Yes, one has it right here, but why should one give it to you? I say, stop making obscene gestures toward me at once. Fine, you can have the key. One didn't want it anyway. You hear an irritated throat-clearing noise coming from around this chair. Did I see something? Yeah, there's something. Where did I see it? Oh, there's a satchel. Okay. The owner of this satchel is nowhere to be seen. Would you like to peek inside? Sure. The bag is empty, aside from a crumpled up sheet of paper and a lunchbox. Oh, salvaged mantra. A dry turkey and a stale mead. I'll drink that. Chair, don't make any loud noise. I won't stand for it. You know, that's not the kind of joke that I need to take sitting down. In fact, I'm going to stand up and stretch. Ooh. Had a bit of a head rush there. Apparently can't approach it. Oh. There is something hidden behind this pile of crates. But I'm not able to do that because we need Bato. Best of 3. Shifting the crates aside one by one, the way is soon cleared. Go stick him back here. There's a mild energy radiating from the scroll. The spell inscribed on it looks fairly complex. From a quick read, it seems to be used for generating a solid object at a specific location. Do you want to attempt to break that spell? No. We need Reppin. Reppin's gonna be the only one who has the ability to do that, which means we're going to have to leave. Come on, everybody. Oh, I leveled up. Another NPC soon. A stool next to a plank. They call him the chairman of the board. The door closed again. That's weird. Okay, I was gonna say, if I have to spend another precious key, I'm gonna be pissed. Okay, best of 3. The scroll's luminescence fades, and it crumples onto the floor. We've received a love potion. How nice. Anything else? No. Bato. Jeez. there's no clear shot. It's just a zombie. I don't like the narrow halls either. Ooh, what is that up there? Nah. Ah, more spooky stuff. A lantern white. It still has to move, so. Sheet goes kind of hits different when it's just a headless naked dude. Yeah, that's true. I think undead are considered Pox, which is weak to Rex and Lux. So I don't think Max will have an impact. I don't know, we'll find out. Oh, right. I forgot. Reppin's blast is kind of limited. Awesome. No more enemies. So what do we got in the area? A chest, which contains 200 gold pieces and an amulet and a torch. Risk spell 50. I'm not entirely sure what that does. I'm assuming that if you're wearing it and you cast a spell, that it causes risk upon the target. But yeah, that's done. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, I'll keep a hold of that. We don't have enough to combine Oh, I forgot to put the coins in here for trying to sell them. I'm not sure yet if that amulet is going to be handy. We'll have to see. I wonder if I can combine the amulet. I don't think I want to risk it, though. Reppin has a torch. Okay, I think that takes care of inventory management. Let's have a chat with everybody. Ooh. That night, Bato comes to see you. A stupid deer. Let's try that again. That was what got me sent here, you know? I hunted in the forest back home for years. I mean, sure, I knew it was poaching, but I never figured it mattered. Not like the Duke could eat every deer, right? I did it for so long, I hardly even thought about it. Well, one day I'm out with my bow, and I bagged this monster stag. You should have seen the rack on it. Turns out, though, I wasn't the only one out for a hunt. Me up to my elbows in deer guts, and who comes riding along but old Twirly Tits himself, and a half-dozen sidekicks besides. He nearly shot me dead right there, but one of his hounds convinced him it would be more fitting to have me shipped out here. I didn't think he could really make it happen, but here I am. So ends the story of Bato. At least that's how I thought it ended, before you came along and hauled my ass out of the brine. Because of you, I get a chance to write a better ending, and I will never, ever forget. I am your man, and glad about it. An item has been added to your stronghold inventory. Yay, Bato has a bond now. We'll go ahead and have him hold on to that for now, so that I know whose bond belongs to whom. I guess he doesn't really need the shield, because I usually keep him out of danger. And the lucky is probably going to actually be helpful, so. Alright. Who do we want? Let's go with Raven and Reppin for right now. This may have once been a road, but the forest has long since reclaimed it. You are barely able to pick out a path through the trees. Ah! Oh, the warg actually has an unsettling aura. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do any difference. Okay. Ow! Oh, hi! I'm gonna just defend. I think they poisoned me. Hey! That was very rude. Nice. $400 gold pieces. Yeah, fine, I'll mow the lawn. Very nice. Oh. A miss? Wait a minute. Oh. I was like, why are the wargs getting the unsettled status effect? It's because they're right next to each other. They're unsettled by each other. Because you see, I just got the unsettled effect as well. No, Raven. I need you to move somewhere else. Alright, what do we got hidden in here? You're a spiky-looking warg. We're gonna have to lure it out. Hey! That's not where you're supposed to go. I mean, thankfully nobody's in danger, but that was not nice. Yeah, I guess those shrubs are kind of less crunchy than the other ones. I had a feeling there'd be another one. What was that? That was unusual. Okay, then. Hey, a Rexic lens. Neat. Ooh. I remember this place. Yeah, we should be able to. A group of rough-looking men are drawing in on a woman with a heavy axe. It appears that she has been ambushed. You want to say that again? I didn't quite hear you. I said, empty you purse, you deaf cow. Of course, if you'd prefer, we can always just pick the coins out of the mess of your corpse. She takes a deep breath. Her face remains stony. That is what I thought you said. What in the... You killed Samwell! Without saying anything, the woman charges toward the man, her still bloody axe trailing behind her. Hey now, this weren't my plan. You can keep your gold. Yeah, she's not nice. Hi. I'm gonna pick this stuff up that you left behind. Don't mind me. I'm just picking up the litter. You know, being responsible around the forest. Only you can prevent forest fires. So let's talk to this murderer. Now, they were trying to rob her, it's very true. But yeah, you kinda don't want to mess with this one. The woman is cleaning the blood off of herself, using a rag she has torn from one of the mangled corpses. When she sees you approaching, she throws down the rag and grips her axe haft, anger glinting in her eyes. More? How many of you must I kill before you leave me in peace? There's a tense moment as she sizes you up, apparently deciding whether or not to do to you what she did to the men from earlier. Alright, fine. You're obviously not with them, so if you're just traveling the road, travel it away from me. Look, I don't care. Leave. You just don't take a hint, do you? Let me make this really clear for you. I kill people, and I don't feel bad about it. I've done it a lot, and I'll do it again. Leave me alone. You're my friend now. We're going out for soft tacos later. You have to be joking. You're crazy. Ah, well, I don't have anything better to do. Maybe you'll at least be entertaining. Your party is full, so your new recruit will wait at the entrance until you're ready to leave. And we now have Mariah. Is there anything else on the ground? Nope. Okay. Yay, somebody finally bought that humanoid skull. Let me allow that real quick. She's just a tsundere. I'll kill you and feel no remorse, but they really love each other. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's got enough hunt. He's doing pretty good on crits, so we'll go ahead and give him more fight. We need you to get more support. Oh shoot, I have to put it into the... Okay, hang on. Okay. Let us say hello to everybody, including our new companion. By the way, what is our... Okay, we do not have enough leftover surplus manpower, so we can't get any services. Here's Mariah. Nothing to say. I don't do well in crowds. If you're going somewhere, take me with you. Okay. Oh right, Bato has something new here. Everything's in order here. Got something on your mind? Seems like forever ago we were crawling through that damned cave together. I never thought of myself as much of an adventurer, you know, but this? After staring fishy death in the face, I am having more fun than I ever did. We got something good here, and it's thanks to you. I think I talked to everybody. Yeah, I think I talked to everybody. Yeah. Apparently, I'll kill you it's a little sensitive to that. And apparently, allow it said thank you for your feedback. Oh, okay. Anyway, Mariah is level 14, so I don't think she needs to join us right yet. I haven't looked at her book. I should probably do that. So she is kind of like Lars, where she has fight and hunt. And is also chaotic. So Mariah and Lars in the party together would make for some very good, poke things until they die characters. Since they're both chaotic, they would both synergize. She is violent and heartless. So yeah, she's a little rough around the edges. But once you get to know her better, she's still a little rough around the edges. Who do we want in the party? We are going to continue with this group. I need to work on people who can improve our manpower. Western sewer access. Yeah, Zetgraph is going to need to get a turn as well. Zetgraph, not that graph. Closed captioning is being weird. There is a small building here housing what appears to be a sewer access. There is no way to know just what this connects to. Oh. Well, this was short-lived. Okay, bye. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I think I have to come back here later. Hail. I think I need to wait on Hail. I want to do more exploration before we go there. Wait. Oh, yeah, no. That is not an upgrade. Endless Mine. Actually... Party. Oh, yeah, I really do need to get Zentgraph up, don't I? Oh my god, I'm gonna have such a time editing the closed captioning later. Alright. You need a bow. Oh, hold on. We don't need to be holding on to both of these. starting to run out of room. The tunnel into the mountain descends for what seems like forever before you finally reach a hollowed-out mining area. The place gives you a strange sense of déjà vu. Foreman's room. This door appears to lack any kind of handle, but you can see a latch near the top. Open the door. We're getting a raid. Reppin' Wolf, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in. And Trisu, thank you for the follow. Reppin' Lock, hello, hello. How are y'all doing today? And let's give you a quick shout out. So how did Alan Wake 2 go tonight? So for anybody who's new, be sure to give Reppin a little bit of love, give him a follow. He streams quite often throughout the week. He's got all sorts of fun things that he does. He's a great guy, and it's fun to hang out his streams. Finished a major part of one side of the story. Nice. Is it still? I know last week you had a little bit of an annoyance that you had to deal with. I don't know what it was, but I take it that less annoying this week. And Trisu, I'm doing quite well. Had a pretty normal work day. Actually, no, it wasn't a very normal work day, but it was a work day that allowed me to do something different, where I got to listen to music while I was doing it. So, yeah, indeed, awesome. Well, I hope that the progress continues, and we don't have any more major hiccups. Open the door. Let's. Oh, okay, hi. Let's see. So I want him here. Reppin'. You've got a clear. Wait, sighing. I don't want Reppin' to blast sighing. I'm very confused. I don't think that's a sign, guys. The foreman and little guy. Yeah. Let's take out the goblin rogue, I guess. Okay. Yeah, he didn't survive. Just to be on the safe side. Ow. Yeah, so Reppin', we have that Maxicon book that we got. I forget where we got it. Oh, that big fiery lady, whatever she was. She hesitated and she dropped this. So yeah, that's our spellcaster book now. It has max mana, which means you're casting using max element. Anyway, let's poke this guy. You do not seem to be able to blast him for reasons? What? Okay. Yeah, about the sign, that wasn't fixed fully, but before it would say, not in combat, because it would try to read the sign instead. Oh, gotcha. So that's a bug. Okay. Oh, did a little bit too much damage. I was wondering if he would drop something for me, or if I could ransom. Oh well. Inside was 450 gold and a Holy Pickaxe. Luxalign 20, Reach 1, Regeneration 2, Illumination 30. That's different. Let's hold on to that for a little while. Try as you might, the chest will not open. There is a map pinned on the table which shows the layout of the mine. You can't be sure, but the map feels unfinished. That or whoever started the mining efforts here didn't get very far. Inside the supply crate was some tough rope. Let's give that to Reppin. You know, for reasons. Let's wait on that lever. I want to read this. I'd like to read that. Emergency exit. Pull lever to open. You love a good rope? But I don't know what kind of quality this rope is. Spelunking area. Please observe safety precautions. Strictly no access without appropriate clothing and equipment. Guess you'll need to test it? Well, right now's probably not the best time, so we'll let you test that later. Metal door. A pair of heavy iron doors block the way. They appear to be unlocked, but simply opening them might be difficult. Try opening the doors? I think we might need a laborer for this. Yep. Best of 3. You lean against the doors and give them a final push. Zentgraph, you might want to move. You're mummies. Okay. One thing you've learned from tabletop, how nice it is to specify non-lethal damage. Yeah, pretty much everything is going to be lethal here. Oh, that's a pharaoh. Okay, 2 mummies and a pharaoh. Got it. I didn't know they had Daze Strike. Alright. Just as an experiment. Critical 30, grant 20, physical 10. Yeah, I don't know that that actually helps. Oh, maybe it does. Okay. It's just widely variable, that's all. So I think we'll go with the extra crit. Do not want him to move yet. Nexus. Well, there's nobody else casting spells, so I'm fine. It is catchy. I wonder if the Pharaoh will hesitate. Intriguing. I don't know that anybody has a particularly great chance at it, but now that we know that, Revan, can you convince him? You will not survive. Yes, take it, greedy flesh, and I will be free at last. Hey, nice negotiating. We've acquired a sapphire. That is one of the 5 gems that we need. Nice job, Reppin'. You're a good talker, indeed. He saw the rope. Stairs. Did we just loop around? We just looped around. Okay. Oh, the chest opens easily, but there is nothing inside. Oh. Well, that was disappointing. Okay. Alright, well. The lever will not budge. A heavy metal clamp has been fitted at the bottom. Okay. So if that loops around, how do I actually exit? Like, I have the option to just hit exit, but like, where's the actual exit? From a logic perspective. Do I have to come over here? Is there anything in this area? Mine shaft. It looks as though there used to be something implanted in the floor here, but it's been ripped out. Cool. So do I exit this way? Huh. Okay. Oh, there's a supply crate. Hey, more rope. Hold on to that, Reppin'. Okay, so I don't actually know how to exit. I'm just gonna go ahead and, here, we'll put this on you in case I need you to collapse back down to Arcus. We'll go ahead and exit. Yeah. I don't know where the legitimate exit there is. So that's weird. Alright. You just had the one level. Two levels. You ended the endless mine. Yeah. Somehow. I don't know how. Let me see something here. Okay, that's what I thought. trying to think if I go into like thwart and weave, how deep into those I want to go. Probably not very deep. It doesn't matter for a neutral character because it's your utility score squared. What was the Pharaoh guarding anyways? I've no idea. The empty mine shaft, I guess? Maybe there's more to that area that I don't know. What was I doing? Actually, refund for a second here. We'll go ahead and just focus on this. Okay. So the rope is an accessory that on its own doesn't do anything. However, and I did not know this for a very long time, so we're going to take the rope, we're going to tie up our blacksmith for a little bit, and he's going to make for us a rope whip. And then we're going to take that, and we're going to combine that to make a rawhide whip. We're going to take that, we're going to combine that to make a supple rawhide. We're going to combine that. We're going to go ahead and make a cable whip. I don't think you can improve that any further without it turning into garbage. So we'll just put that there. And that helps clear up some inventory. Move all this here. Okay. All right, let's give everybody a quick chat. Okay, yeah, this is the same line. All right. So we've got most of our group. Wow, I have not done anything with Carrillo at all yet. What was Val? Val was neutral? Yes, Val was neutral. Stopping in to say happy Orktober and hope stream is radical. Good buddy. Well, thank you, Corgi, for popping in. How you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping in and wishing me a happy Orktober. I hope that your Orktober is also going awesome. That it is filled with dreams of sexy orcs. And if not sexy orcs, then whatever gets you going. Yeah, oh, y'all missed the whorehouse earlier. We haven't explored everything in there yet. Let's just say there was some noise. Though not by us. There were other people making noise. We can make noise if we want. We haven't yet. Maybe later. We'll have to think about it. We got a couple of propositions. They're a little on... One of them is a little on the pricey side. The other one... Well... Hopefully it's not an instance where you get what you pay for. Good, extremely tired with being out of town back to back. Yeah, I know, you were kind of out and about. Little doggo is ace, lol, so not a whole lot gets me going. Okay, that's fair. Can definitely appreciate artwork easily, though. Okay. Well, we'll just say that there were some artistic noises being made. But yeah, I hope that you're able to get some good rest, Corgi, because I know that you've been moving around quite a bit. What was I doing? I'm trying to exit. That's what I'm trying to do. Alright. I think we need to swap Val in so that I've got some camaraderie. Then we need to bring in some of our chaos so that Carrillo gets leveled up. So we will bring in, I think, Lars. Well, we might need a caster, though. I should have 2 bows. It should be fine. We had Bato and Raven, and we were fine, so yeah, Carrillo and Lars should be fine. Actually, Lars is an attacker, so yeah, we're actually going to be better than fine. I want to rearrange you, though. Lars in front of Carrillo. Lots of travel, more and more just added on in a few weeks. Oh no, I'm sorry, Corgi. Is that kind of expected for what you do? Is that you have to do a lot of travel? Or is this kind of like, this is a bit of an exception to your usual routine? This holy pickaxe, I think we're just gonna set aside for the moment. Let's see. Actually, no. It's physical 25. Yeah, you are actually okay wielding that. Because you're tanky enough, you can actually approach with me. Let's see. Let's take Scentcraft's bow. Give that to Lars. And we'll take Bato's bow. And we'll give that to Carrillo. Oh, Carrillo doesn't have any equipment, so we gotta fix that. I think we'll give you a shield for the moment. He's a dodge tank anyway. Actually, no, he's supposed to be a dodge tank, but I don't think he's actually built that way. Oh no, he is built that way. Wow, hold on a second. Okay. His build, when you find him in the world, is different than his build. Sorry, I didn't mean to bump that. Is different than his build as a rescuer. As a rescuer, he's hunt dodge. But when you find him out in the world, he's guard dodge. That is weird. So, yeah, Carrillo is actually not going to be as effective in combat as I thought he would. Of course, that means if we get into trouble, he has a greater chance of dodging, but yeah. I'm gonna have to work on that. Either that or I'm misreading when he is a rescuer. It may... I think what I might have to do at some point, if I decide to, like, really dig into the meat and potatoes of this game, I might have to, like, document all of the rescuer's starting stats and then document... I don't know how you're going to be able to... Oh, yeah, I do know how you can do that. I'll have to document their starting stats when you find them in the world, but to do that, I'll have to set my difficulty rating to leader, and then I'll have to spec down to level 1. Like, I'll have to reset down to level 1. And then, presumably, the area would be level 1, and so would the character. Maybe? I don't know. I'll experiment at some point, if I get bored. Let's see. Just to become used to sporadic travel, it comes with having a license for multiple states and being, unfortunately, I guess, competent and wanted in your field. Well, it's nice to be loved. I hope everybody loves you and appreciates what you're doing. I appreciate that you were here today. But yeah, if you need to get some rest, that's perfectly fine. I definitely understand. Did I equip everybody? Carillo is equipped. Where's Lars? Lars is equipped. I've got a sand dunes. We've got some food. Valley's equipped. I think we're good to go. You gonna pass out? Sounds good. I hope you have a good night's sleep with lots of pleasant dreams and lots of rest. So you take care. Have a good one. Let's see. Anarchic Ruins. An uncomfortable sensation permeates this building. It seems to be little more than rubble, but there are signs of frequent and recent use. Huh. Oh boy. I don't know where the door is. Or I should say, I don't know where the opening is. I know what's with all the feathery stuff. I guess you're coming in through here? No, there's not much we can do right now. Gosh darn it. It's against the wall. Yeah, but it looked like there was an opening, so... You are a Titan. He's a big guy. You need to get a little closer. Right. Dodge tank, not going to be very effective in combat. Jeez. This thing hits hard. Let's go ahead and give you a little heal. Oh, a hesitate. Great. Who's gonna be best to address that? Nobody. Cool, that's fine. This is fine. Gah, you win. Finish me already. Xander, that thing you're holding there, can I have it, please? Come and get it. Well, I'll give you some time to think about it. Thank goodness. That is a gargoyle. Take it then and let me go. What is it? It is a broadsword. Not bad. Ooh. Gonna wait. I want to see if it hesitates. Let's... Oh, Valentine doesn't need healing right now. I will have Valentine defend, though. But she can tank. You defend. You want to hesitate? Thank you. I yield. Mercy. Okay. But that thing you're carrying, you've got a lot of neat leather. Can I have that? I won't be robbed like some hapless fool. But that's really fashionable leather strappy stuff you got. There's certain clubs where, you know, we could take that and have a good time. Hey, that actually hurt. Look, I could poke you to death, but I would really prefer if you just gave whatever it is you're holding willingly. You're not gonna win this. No possession is worth death. Take it and let me walk. Okay. Hey, he really did drop his leather strappy things. So that basically amounted to strip naked for us and we will let you live. And we were as good as our word. He stripped naked for us and we let him live. I have a feeling that there's enemies just all riddled throughout this thing. Like so. Ow, that stung. I'm a little worried that Lars might overdo it, so... Okay. That should be good. Lars, maybe you can convince him. You want it? Come and get it. His name is Theodore. So if we can grab that, we'll have 2 broadswords. Although we have a broadsword, I think we have a broadsword back at camp. So I don't have to be patient with this. But we'll give it a try. Hey! Carrillo's not going to be a very good negotiator. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna hide behind Val. She's got a bit better armor than I do. Let's see. Hello, I want you to defend. You defend. Stop that. That's rude. Get behind the wall. Kinda, yeah. Okay. Do we have to kill you, or are you gonna drop the sword? Take it then, and let me go. That worked quite well. Okay. Hold tight, people. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Let me stand here. Because I don't know if it has a long-distance spell. You guys can just defend for now. I don't think it does, but I'm not sure. Are you gonna get their clothes? Armor 40 is pretty good protection. It's the highest protection you can get without suffering unlucky for normal armor. Because, like, the thigh plate, you get protection 30 and evasion 5. It's a little lighter. Body harness is protection 40. The studded brief, or stud brief, is protection 20, evasion 10. So it's like, the more protection you have, the less evasion you have, until you get to a point where it just gives you the unlucky attribute. But Val's fine, okay. Oh, Val's fine here because we gave her the floral oil, which grants lucky, so the two should neutralize each other. Defend. Stand by. Okay, trip over your feet, that's fine. We could use a bit of healing anyway. Really? I want to see if you do that another round. Okay, so it is physical. So I have to... Oh no, that's not good. Okay. we've got another body harness. Is that a bad thing that we're just stripping them of the only things that they're wearing and sending them on their way? More casters. Well, actually not more casters, more enemies. Some are casters. You are physical. Oh, goody. This one's going to be a little difficult. Alright. Now, what are you guys? Actually, you're not going to be able to attack yet. You guys are going to have to wait a second. So I want you positioned here. You should be safe if you stand here. You should be safe if you stand here. So we've got a Joro Gumo and a Sphinx. My spell does more damage than yours, somehow, despite the fact that Blast is not my strong point. Just gonna heal. Shoot. Wait, that thing's a cannibal? It ate the Sphinx. That's not much of a crit. Oh, it has a lure. I don't want to kill you quite yet. So that thing you're holding, I want it. A fair deal I think I shall not find. Take it. A diamond! We got a sapphire, we've got a ruby, we've got a diamond, we've got a onyx. I think the only thing we need now is an emerald, and we can get the mood ring. Let's make sure that there's nothing left around here. A water bath. Inside was a normal key and a Nixic lens. Nice, now we have 2 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with 2 of them, but I'm glad to have them. What's with the bones sitting on the floor, guys? You gotta clean things up. There's a sack, but I'm running out of inventory space. There's some barrels, but again, running out of inventory space, so I think I'm gonna wait on that one. Okay. Area is secured. So... I'm gonna exit and come back. Might as well open the door, though. Alright, good job, guys. Where do we want to go with Val? Reduces all enemies' base physical damage. I think we're gonna focus on guard for this one. Let's see. Lars. Not quite. Oh, that gets you fleet. Okay. I would like to get you wielder, though. So we will do this. It's gonna naturally get you fleet in time. It's just gonna take a few levels to get you there. Okay, Kirillo, you are a mess. I was not expecting you to be a dodge tank. I thought that you were going to be hunt dodge, so I'm not sure what to do with you. And because you're chaotic, I can't just make you into a laborer, unfortunately. Oh, and the... Blah. So this also means that Kirillo is... Oh, bother. I am strongly considering resetting him back to level 1 and then giving him a love potion. Well, I guess we're gonna keep you at your specialization for right now and make you a dodge tank. He's the chaotic tank. Yeah, he kind of is. Wait a minute, what's he doing with utility points? He's got 3 points in labor. Oh, he's gonna have to be reset at some point. It's a little ridiculous. Alright, well, Kirillo, we're just gonna go ahead and do the thing. Your chances of evading physical and magical attacks dramatically improve whenever you have the defense status. The thing is, right now, like, I don't have him in a position where he's... This build frustrates me. Excuse me. Oh well. I guess we'll do that for now. But yeah, I gotta figure out something better for Kirillo because he's just kind of all over the place. It looked like he was going to go for extra pockets. There's a problem with that though. So I believe extra pockets is thwart. If he wanted to do that, it would have been better for him to put points into thwart instead of labor. Maybe I should remake him as a laborer. Well, no, because he's chaotic. He's a shitty laborer. Kirillo, why? He has slippery and vicious. See, this is why I thought I was expecting to see Hunt, because he has vicious. You score critical hits more often. Yeah, and he has enough thwart to do crafty, or to do thwart challenges. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with Kirillo later. Let's have a chat with everybody. See how everybody is doing. Make sure that everybody is okay. And then we'll do some inventory management. I don't know if I have to talk to Bato anymore, but I'll do so anyway. Okay. Broadsword. There is another broadsword. And then there's another broadsword. Plus strappy bits. A Nixic lens. A diamond. So 1, 2, 3. Oh. I'm wrong. We need a sapphire and an emerald. Wait, no, I thought I had a sapphire. Who picked up the sapphire? Zentcraft did, okay. Okay, this is gonna get confusing fast, so... You. Alright. Reppin, let's give you a Rexic lens instead, just so that I'm not as confused. More strappy bits. So we can probably start putting armor on more people just to have them hold on to it. Let's see. Yeah, Grin needs something, so we'll do that. Give you this. We're actually gonna swap these around. Because Wolfie will eventually get a Marcus. And I would prefer him to have the option to use Rex, which provides vigor. Oh, Mariah doesn't have any equipment. We'll give you something later, I guess. I can give you shield, I guess. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this onyx. I could sell it, but I don't know if it's gonna be more useful to keep. Alright. Nope. Hitting the wrong button. I might just leave Carrillo to sit on the bench for a bit. If I'm going to be respecking him, there's no point in bringing him into the party for now. That means we need Lars and Grin. Grin, you can borrow Repin's book. Let's see what the amulet does. And if we're not doing anything with Carrillo for a bit, we're gonna put his stuff on Mariah. Wait a minute. Oh. Yeah, we want that on. I mean, they both have the same physical, but yeah, the stiff recurve is slightly better. Let's see. I think we're good. Oh, there was still some stuff I didn't get. We have soft shoes and honey beer. Lars, I need to stand there, buddy. Inside was 85 gold and a worn knife. I didn't see the chest. 153 gold, a roast chicken, and a silk gauntlet. Magical 20. Interesting. So that's just a direct boost for any casters. Any other goodies? It's a brazier. It's a little bit of pixel hunting. seems like I got it all, perhaps? Yeah. Searching for that ring in Diablo 1? Kinda, yeah. I mean, you can push a button. If it's on the floor, it'll sparkle, but the problem is that that same button does not trigger, like, things around you, like the lantern. You have to wait, and then your party will search the area normally. So, like, if you wait a second... Okay. If you bring everybody into the room and you wait a second... Yeah. So we see... You know, Valentine saw this thing, which isn't interactable, but you gotta wait. Which, I'm not sure how I feel about that, like from a gameplay quality of life kind of thing. Either, I feel like the better option here, either give us a button so that they can search the area instead of waiting, just to keep game flow, the game flow moving forward. Or just have them just constantly highlight, but you gotta pixel hunt, which is, I guess it's fine. It's not that big a deal. And the whole, you know, it's basically if your pixel hunt fails, you still got a chance of finding whatever it is. Let's go to whatever this place is. The Underworks Bunker. Though it is old and rusting, this ironclad bunker is holding up well. Oh boy, it's dark. Where's... Hold on. Where's the exit? I can light things up. It's fine. This is fine. What is this? Oh, a pyre. Okay. Ah! What is it? What are you? I can't see you. A skeleton? I had a feeling there was more. More skeletons. Everything died here some time ago, I guess. Empty chests, a bunch of barrels, some beds that the skeletons are sleeping in. Wait, did that eat it? How can you eat a skeleton? Okay, hold on, it's... Want to see something fun? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, I think if I'm remembering correctly, you can just dodge around and get the reckless bonus, or get the not the camaraderie bonus. Daredevil. Word thing. Zombie. That's why the zombie ate the skeleton and somehow it healed from it. Go figure. That should do it. Never mind. Now it's clear. So this just appears to be a place with some dead things. A level up for Grin at least. So parts 12, band of 12, upkeep 1040. Yeah, so this is probably decently efficient. I don't know. I'd have to math it. Math is hard. We are carrying a whole bunch of crap that we need to sort. We've got soft shoes, a honey beer, who was with us? Lars was with us. Okay. Roast chicken. I think I'm gonna have to start getting rid of some of this food. The silk gauntlet. I wasn't watching to see what this actually did in terms of risk values, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. We do want him to hold on to a Nixic lens, though. Okay. Give everybody a quick chat. Give Nazar a hug because he's Nazar. I don't think I talked to Wolfie yet. A logging camp, we got a foothills hamlet, we got a lost cabin. Hardly anything remains of this old cabin, but for a few rotting boards and beams. That should be fairly safe to explore, right? Oh, this. I haven't figured out what this is about. Lucky I to find such loot ungrabbed by giants' greedy hands, but now I think it's time to boot in search of other wealthy lands. Yeah, disappearing goblin. Hello. I meant to do that as a reckless action. Oh well. A Gavauden. I feel bad about clobbering them. He's wearing lots of leather. He is. Hopefully I don't kill it. Okay, good. You want to hesitate there, buddy? It's regenerating. That is going to eventually be a problem. So, how about you think about what you're doing before I have to accidentally kill you? See, look, that was a lot of damage. I could have killed you. This can go one of two ways, and it doesn't look good for you either way. Damn you, if you're going to put me down, then do it already. No. There's something that you have on your person that I want. Take it then and fuck off. A Vambrace, Physical 5, Protection 5. Oh, nice. That's kind of like the Silk Gauntlet. It gives you a little bit of a attack boost. Nice. I like that. That's not going to do me any good. Lars, what are you carrying? Crest Shield, Evasion? Yeah, we are keeping you out of danger. I think that is going to work well for you. Yeah, your clothes or your life. Hello. We met a friend of yours earlier. You may notice this fine vambrace that Lars is wearing now. It's quite fashionable. I hear it's the latest thing amongst Gavauden like you. It would be nice if we had a matched set. Oh wait, these two could have attacked. I'm a dummy. Well, I guess Lars tested the Vambrace. Oh well. Let me poke around a little bit. Huh? Oh, it's a mushroom people. Down here. Okay, cool. I really don't like the way these things look. The Matsutaka. They look like a giant poop. Oh, you're not close enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grin, do you need glasses? What's up? You can just defend. I'm not too sure what these things are gonna carry, but... Ooh. this might kill it. Or it might not. Okay, now it's low enough we can see what happens. Even if the spell misses, note that the risk still accumulated on the target dramatically. Okay, that's what I thought was happening, but I didn't directly notice it because I wasn't paying attention. You defend. Ah, fuck me, you're strong. I don't know what you're holding, but can I have it? Hey, fuck you, I need that. See, now that I know that you've got something, I need you to reconsider that. Look, you're not gonna get out of this alive if you keep this up. Look, you can drop what you're carrying, or we can kill you. What will it be? He really doesn't want to let go of it. Is it really worth your life, though? Look, we can tank through this, we can heal through this. Oops. Wow, you must really want to keep whatever this is. You know what, we're gonna put Grin here. That way Grin can do healing, too. Very stubborn. Look, either you're not going to get out of this alive, or you're not going to get out of this without whatever you're holding. We can literally tank this all day. We don't want to, because we'd like to move on with our lives. So eventually we're going to lose patience and just stab you in the face. You want to keep that up? We'll stab you in the face. Finally. A lucky raid. Okay. That's something, at least. I know that can be used to make a gemmed ring if necessary. Alright. Inspecting the chest, you find it void of contents. Searching through the chests again, nothing has changed, nothing to be found. You find something in the chest here, some twigs and leaves. Empty. A normal key was found on the skeleton. Okay. Well, that's that, I guess. Oh. There. Ah, really? power of your healing aura is improved. Whenever you fully ward a spell, you regenerate some hit points. Considering where it was found, can it be really considered normal and not a skeleton key? Well, it could be considered a skeleton's key. Support 7. Yeah, that's a terrible place to do that. Alright. So we have another lucky ring. We've got 3 of them, which is probably more than we strictly need, but it's fine. A wart. Where did we pick that up at? I don't remember. Okay. Let us go and say hello to everybody once again, because once again I don't understand the mechanic for this. And I don't know who I have to talk to keep them happy. But I want all of my friends to be happy. We're just gonna say that every time I do this, I go around giving everybody consensual hugs. Mariah probably doesn't want one. Everybody else is probably okay with it. I don't know. Is Val okay with hugs? I hope Reppin is okay with hugs. Does Lars like hugs? I'm pretty sure Raven would accept a hug from me, being my sister. Val is not okay with most things. Okay, then I will respect Val's not desire for a hug. Does Val like the floral oil that we gave her, at least? A small hamlet along the road running through the foothills. It was likely a stopover point for travelers. Or likely once a stopover point for travelers. My answer would have to be yes. Good. I'm glad that she likes that. Huh. Oh, it seems like a quiet and cozy little place, I guess. Something is preventing this door from opening. Okay. You'll have to move single file through this tunnel. It doesn't look particularly safe, so you decide to go one at a time. Uh-oh. The tunnel is starting to collapse. Seems that nobody else will be using that passage. Oh boy. Inside the satchel was 200 gold pieces, a chewy quiche, and some tough rope. Where's Reppin when we need him? I still can't open it. Nope. There we go. Hi guys, did you miss me? Oh, there's probably a door. Okay. No, not there. Hello. What are you? A homunculus. Oh, this has an unsettling aura. And it regenerates. Okay. Yep, that's that. Homunculus. Why? I'm assuming a homunculus here is like, you know, an artificial body. Lars... Not there. Oh, there's nothing in here. A bunch of empty bedrooms, I guess. Well. Seems very quiet. Ah! I think I want to keep this thing busy with warding since it's not very strong in that regard. So we'll just have you defend for now. And I'll defend. We probably need to collapse that. Ooh. Let's see if you have anything. Take it and let me go. Parnak has dropped a battered blade. Not the greatest thing in the world, but I'll take it. Hi. You, a two-headed giant, it looks like. An Etten. Okay. Let's see if you have anything fun. Hey, that actually hurt. Never mind, I healed it, so bleh. Let's stick you over here so that we can do more healing. Hey, buddy. Stop, I know can win. Yes, take, and I go. What'd you drop for me? Oh, you dropped your clothing, too. Okay, cool. We're getting very good at convincing these big beefy men to strip down for us. Whoever you are, if you're not naked, you're probably going to be. I'm not sure if that's the threat that I'm intended it to be. I should move Grin up. Look at that. You're being mean. Oh. You know, we probably need to stab you just a tiny bit more. Okay. Now, if you would be so kind as to take off your clothes. That's not very nice. Look, you can crit all you want. Your crits are not doing enough damage here. See, look, we're healing right through it. You're doing the best that you can, and I appreciate you. I would appreciate your clothing more, but my patience is kind of limited at this point. Okay, look, we already saw your buddy naked, so we don't strictly need to see you naked. We could just see you dead. So what's it gonna be? Okay. Good fellow. Okay. Now we've got whatever is in here. And one inventory spot to carry things in. Yeah, we'll do that. Knock, knock. Hi, guys. We helped all of your friends take off their clothing. You guys don't seem to be wearing very much clothing. Oh well. Got a savage and a wild man. Well, Val can't do anything from here. They are both physical attackers, so you can actually go ahead and guard. And do that. You guys need to back off a little bit, though, because that guy's about to come out. Oh, jeez. Try not to hit him too hard. Well, no. You defend. Okay. Oh. Wait, did it regenerate? Bah. It's like, I'm trying not to kill you too badly here. This might do you in, though. Ooh, okay. Why can't I see... Okay, Wild Man has 1 heart left. Why can't I target you? Well, we'll just defend, I guess. Wait. Oh, because it's Grin's turn. Okay. Ah! Okay. You have to pry it from my cold dead fingers, asshole. Look, we've got all day for this, guys. That was a name. No, you need to defend. What do you drop? Fur boots. Okay. So he was wearing clothing. Look, you don't need to be doing that. Maybe reconsider your actions here. Look, your friend left us his fuzzy boots. And he got to go away. We let him go. So what do you want to have happen to you, buddy? Do you want me to stab you in the face, or are you going to give us something good? He really doesn't want to give us whatever he's got. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? Would you kindly drop what you're holding there, dude? You're very clumsy, you know that? How about Grin? Grin, can you convince this guy? Take it then and fuck off. Thank you, Grin! And apparently, he also dropped his fuzzy boots. Alright. We don't necessarily need a chewy quiche, so... Let's get intimidation on Lars. Actually, let's see. 25, yeah, I can get rid of the sandwich. So we've got 2 pairs of fuzzy boots. Which gives movement 1 and evasion 5. I guess they won't be running away quite so quickly. I don't know. But that'll do it. Yay! One of the coins sold. You're doing pretty well on the ransoms. I don't know what the percent chance is. It's just a lot of patience and re-rolling, honestly. There. Your movement rate increases by 1. You can take another action immediately after using a dash action. That is awkward sometimes, but I can make do. Because, like, sometimes you may notice I hop back and forth instead of going into standby mode in order to shift the position in the initiative. So Lars is going to be a little bit trickier to juggle because he's got fleet, but it usually has more advantages than disadvantages, so it's fine. Oh my god, I want to get you guys to Blast 4 so much. It's going to take so much time to get there. Idly realizing that the title had to be censored. I guess it's either start out or go accent, basted, bonds. So yeah, just the word bastard it doesn't like. And I can't tell you how many times I flipped around with this thing to figure out something that would work that looked good. And you can't just put like an accented letter on it because it won't accept it. Twitch has gotten smarter than that. But considering, if you look at the ward icon, how it's like a 5-pointed star, there's 5 veins of magic. Lux, Nyx, Pox, Max, and Rex. Kind of in the shape of a star. So it made sense for me to use that particular letter. Did I give you? Yes, I did. Alright. Yeah, you put a space between the B's. Huh? I'm very confused what you mean by that, C79. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but see, that looks kind of weird to me. Yeah. Yeah, and I could have gone that route. I could have put like spaces in between every letter to make it a little more even looking. I don't know. It's just my perfectionist sense. I was like, I don't like how this looks. It's not artistic enough. It looks funny. I don't know. Anyway, let's take all the boots that we found and shove them over here. Let's see, evasion, protection. So yeah, now we have the option of either evasion or protection. Krillo, let's go ahead and give. Oh wait, you already got something on. probably gonna have to sell some of this stuff. Who did we have in the party? Lars. We had a battered blade. Body harness. Which we can go ahead and put on Kirillo. Because I don't think anybody needs it, does it? Let's see. You got one. Yeah, everybody's got armor of some kind. So we're good there. We don't need any more armor, like physical armor. So if I get any more like that, I'll either have to swap out the studded brief, which I don't know. They all seem pretty balanced in one way or another, so. Oh, I forgot to do the broadsword stuff. Hang on. Hang on. Before I do that, let's see. Val, you had the chewy quiche. I'm gonna have to start selling food. Tough rope, which is technically a weapon. I don't like the spacing either. Maybe bastard bonds, like the star aesthetic. Yeah, I kind of like the star aesthetic too. It took me a little bit to find something that I liked. Like, I really had to dig through the Unicode. There was a web page with Unicode stuff on it, and I really had to dig through it to find something that I liked. I'm like all distracted here. Okay, Lars is empty. Val is empty. I am empty. Who was the other person we had? We had Grin with us. Okay. All right. I will hold on to the body harness for right now. We're probably going to get more people in here, so we can give that to them. And that should be good. Okay. When your username is taken, you take 2 hours to find an almost acceptable alternative. Right? Claymore here. What are you? A Brad catch. Okay, so that is as high as that will go. Alright, that takes care of that. Alright. I think that is going to do it for tonight. It's getting pretty close to midnight, so and this is already going to take me a long time to edit the captions. I don't want to go into 5 hours like I did before. Apparently I lost 4 frames due to rendering and encoding lag. That's fun. I'll have to figure out when that happened. Let's figure out if there's anybody we can pay a visit to while I de-stream. Who do we got going on? Oh, we've got Jay Johnson is playing a little bit of Pirates on the NES. So, let us. What's the numbers on his thing? 134. 134. All right. So we'll get that raid set up here. So I do want to thank you all for joining me once again tonight as we continued our journey through Lakat. Nice progress. Thank you. I'm glad we're making some progress here. It was fun to see. We'll have to look into that title. Absolutely. It is definitely a fun little tactics light kind of game. Got some interesting stuff going on. It's got a lot of good customization. You can see a lot of the sprite work. We did our own custom stuff. More clothes for our team. Yes, we're not going to be quite as naked. I do feel a little bit sorry for some of the people we stripped down, but you know, they'll be fine. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming in tonight. We're gonna say hi to Jay Johnson as he plays some pirates. I do want to thank Reppin again for the raid. and each and every one of you for stopping in tonight. I do cherish the time that we spent together as I work on just try to get through my library of games, especially anything orc related. So that'll do it for now. You all take care. Have a wonderful rest of the evening with lots of pleasant dreams. And until next time, take care. Bye for now.